This is Meathead from AmazingRibs.com, and today we're baking pizza with Chef Tom Beckman.
Hey, I'm Chef Tom Beckman.
So we're going to start out by stretching our dough. Throw a little flour on the board, put the round side down. Stretch it out first by poking it with your fingers, and you can kind of scooch underneath it and pull it apart. You can use a technique they call the bicycle or the steering wheel, and that is you just turn it in your hands so that it stretches from its own weight. You want it thin, but not what they call window pane. You don't want to see through it, and you want to try not to break any holes in it. You can stretch it by bouncing it up and down, or put it on your knuckles and pull it apart like that. And if you feel really courageous, throw it in the air. Professionals have a technique that they use where they lay it on the table and they push the edges out sometimes, kind of like this. Once you've got it to the right size, this is a 250 gram pie, so it'll be about 10 to 12 inches depending on how stretchy the dough is, the temperature of the dough, what kind of flour you use, and how good you are at stretching it. And we've got like about a 12-inch pie going here. Getting a little of the thick spots out of the edges there. And I think it's about time to start putting on our toppings. So we're going to lay it down on the worked surface, and we'll start with a little tomato sauce. Sometimes I like to put a little oil down on it first. It's all up to you. You can go with a white sauce if you want. Skip the tomato. This is some homemade tomato sauce that my wife made from grown tomatoes from our backyard. And speeding up a little here, some sausage, which we've pre-cooked. If the sausage is small enough, you shouldn't have to pre-cook it. But we use some big chunks, so we pre-cooked it. And then there's some pickled red onions and some shredded mozzarella, nothing fancy. Now a little flour on our peel, and this is a metal peel that Ooni sells, which is a little slipperier than a wooden peel, and that's always a problem, getting it on and off the peel. And so the slipperier the better. And there it is, and you jiggle it around to make sure it doesn't stick. And this is the mouth of the beast. This is the Ooni Karu 16-inch. And you can see we're in the 8 to 900 degree range here. Launching it is always the trickiest part because it wants to stick to the peel. But we got a good launch here. And we're cooking with gas, so you could actually leave the door open. But if you're cooking with charcoal or wood, you want to close the door so that the smoke is funneled up the chimney. Now we are not going to do any cuts or stop the camera. This is 1.8 minutes from start to finish, from launch to completed pie. And you can see the corniche, or the ring around the edge, the pizza bone it's called, sometimes is starting to swell up from steam, getting bubbles inside there. And if you look carefully, you can see the sauce is starting to bubble, and there's some cheese bubbling up there. Now we're not even a minute in yet, and we're going to go in there now and turn it, pull it out with chef fingers. You can see the edge that was closest to the flame is cooking faster, so you need to do this, otherwise you'll burn the edge. And so we put it back in there for a few seconds to cook. You don't want it too close to the flame, otherwise you'll really badly burn it. You gotta kind of get it right in the middle of the stone. And you can see this is about a 12-inch pie, but there's room for a bigger pie in here. Okay, and we're gonna give it just one more twirl. Back in. Leave the door open. We're just putting the finishing touches on it now. And we're at about 1.8 minutes. And we are done. You can see we've got leopard spotting on the bottom. All the cheese is melted, and that is a beautiful pizza.